Fiji will forever be the place that shaped our future.
Do you like Fiji?
Very much.
Yeah, I love Fiji.
It's here in the middle of the South Pacific Ocean that our story began. Here, amongst the rugged landscapes, palm trees and turquoise clear water, we hauled out our ex-Vendee Globe Open 60 to embark upon what was to become the biggest project of our lives. Our dream was to convert her into a fast family cruiser to take us halfway around the world, back to the Mediterranean and our homes.
Italy is a long way.
Yeah, very far.
Long time in Fiji.
It was here that during that time our son was born and where we adopted our furry son. But it was finally time for the Fiji chapter of our story to come to a close.
Just take care and be happy.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We are
Or so we thought.
The reason why we are holding you today in Fiji,
Yeah.
before arrival or subsequently,
Yeah.
and one condition is for the owners that the owner should retain his or her immigration status as a bona fide tourist. Once you deviate, you have contravened, and so the yacht is liable to duty $50,000.
And so without any prior warning, our tropical paradise was abruptly turned into a thunderous nightmare as our boat and all that we'd worked for was suddenly at risk of being taken from us.
Of the yacht.
We're going for cazzo.
But before we tell you this story, we want to thank AG1 for sponsoring this video. We've been enjoying making their nutritional drink as part of our daily routine for the last month. As sailors, this is particularly convenient for us. I like it because I can be sure that we're getting a good dose of vitamins and minerals every day, no matter what else we've got on board. Having this daily dose of minerals and vitamins helps to support our immune system, which is reassuring when we've got long passages away from lands and doctors ahead. Tastes good as well. A large part of immunity is tied to the gut, and AG1 contains naturally occurring enzymes which aid the digestive process, as well as dairy-free probiotics that protect and increase the diversity of gut bacteria, which help support the immune system.
I really like it.
How's it taste?
È buona. Very good.
It's good for us because it's compact. With our race boat, we need to make sure we keep the weight on board to a minimum, especially useful for our long passages at sea. Click the link in the description to get a 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D3K2 and 5 travel packs free with your first purchase. Cheers! Thanks, AG1. So now back to our story. But we want to start by giving you a little more insight into life in Fiji. Fiji is made up of more than 300 islands and home to close to 1 million people. Whilst the majority of people live on Fiji's 2 main islands, as cruisers we're lucky enough to be able to visit the outer islands, and before embarking upon our final passage preparations, we took the time to pay one last visit to the village of Yalobi in the south of Waia in the Yasawa Island group on the western side of Fiji. It's customary in Fiji when arriving in a new village to present kava to the village chief.
Right, thank you. Naka. Yay. Le varo tai tu no nyang ko na le buna ro ni kuwa.
Kava is made from a root which is ground to powder and mixed with water to make a mildly narcotic drink which is popular amongst South Pacific Islanders.
Naka. Thank you very much.
So you're saying the kava's like the passport for being allowed to visit your village?
Yeah.
Do you grow kava here?
Hard kava. Strong kava.
Stronger.
Yeah.
These villages are pretty much self-sufficient, growing and fishing almost everything they eat, only buying a few extras from the mainland such as sugar, soap and occasionally flour. You've got wild boar on your island? Wild pig?
Oh yeah.
Wow. How many would you guess? Many. In the hills?
Yeah, from the island.
And you catch them? And it's difficult? With the dogs? Ah, cool, yeah. Like one a week maybe, or only for special occasions?
Yeah.
With the musket, with the gun, or you catch with
The dogs?
just with the dog?
Cool.
The dog, they attack all together, and after you breed.
Their diet is mostly made up of root vegetables such as cassava and yams, coconuts, fruits and veggies, plus the fish that they catch and wild boars that they hunt. How many people in your village?
Nearly 300.
Wow. You get many visits from yachties?
Not so much.
Like one a week or less? One a week maybe, yeah.
Every month we have a cruise boat here.
Ah, cool. You like having it? Yeah.
There is also some resort around. The village work, plenty people they work for the resort.
Yeah.
There is some lady sell the necklace stuff like this.
Hey, mata voltari? Come? Beh.
Heavy turtle? It's not that heavy. Swimming? Nemo was born here in the Toka.
Ah, Nemo is Fijian.
Yeah.
My
Fiji
son is
baby,
Fijian.
yeah.
With a passport. Allora, we want to visit also the villas now.
Hola.
Where are you from?
From Italy, England.
And he was born here.
Nemo Yassa from Lautoka.
What do you do in Italy?
I'm a sailor.
Just take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Take care and be happy.
Thank
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You are being. Vola, say ciao. Say ciao to tu.
Bulla.
Thank you, tu.
Yeah.
You welcome.
This is the house or the toilet. I don't know.
Most villages in the outlying islands are strong Christians, with the church being a prominent part of their lives. And this is a kind of drum that's banged to summon people to church every Sunday.
Il brewster, gallo.
Where's the gallo, Nemo? Over there.
Là, là. Hai visto, Giovanna?
Oh, cool. This is a typical South Pacific economically built kayak.
So nice. How many years can stay without rust?
2 years.
After you change a bit.
Yeah.
Yes, cool.
Where from? France?
Yeah, Italy.
Italy.
You managed to take one full tino, in the middle there is the joint.
It's made from one piece of corrugated tin, bent and joined with wooden nails.
So nice. Wanna be one for my dad. Good job, man. Naka, we come from that group.
But the ocean was calling, so it was time for the final preparations to get ready to clear out of the country. Preparing for ocean passages is always a big operation, but after our 2-year refit, we still had some last-minute finishing touches to do to ensure a smooth ride ahead. And these last few weeks leading up to the departure were pretty action-packed. To start with, we replaced our batteries.
Battery installation finished, but all saloon is not finished.
And added a generator to the boat inventory to prevent further power issues. We repainted our cockpit as the thin layer of non-skid we'd crammed into the end of the refit was already wearing thin. With a toddler and dog on board, we divided the cockpit up into 2 sections to do this, cordoning off the freshly painted section with netting each time to try to reduce the likelihood of little feet or paws finding their way onto the fresh paint. Wow, nice.
Yeah, it's very good.
Thanks, Dan. We installed new water tanks.
Okay, here from the interior of sailingnv, we prepare the boat for the crossing. We install one additional inflatable tank, 120 liter. It's tight on the wall and is full top up. Plus now we got to install another tank, 100 liter. That area is very nice, it's the tank room plus water maker, like you see. And we have one light on the roof. It's quite good. Plus all storage for the hydraulic stuff and additional pipe. And here we installed the last tank, 100 liter. 140, 100 and 120.
And prepared our safety gear.
We go to test our life jacket. The Arn life jacket.
The Hahn life jacket.
Arn.
Like harness.
Harness. And we test how much old they are. The
Old they are.
old.
Test how much
Okay.
old they are.
Yeah, how much they keep the air.
How much they hold the air. Okay.
Old they have. and we test if they hold the hair. We
Hold the air.
Hold the air. We test if they hold the air.
Hold the air.
We test, okay, check me. We test if they stay inflated.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
If you'd like to see the rest of Timo's speech about life jacket prep and self-testing, we'll upload it to our Patreon website. We tested our EPIRB.
Lift the yellow cover, mark the lift. Hold the PIRB in position.
And with our final sea trials completed,
14.7! 14.7! 15 knots!
it was time to head to the dock for the final preparations before clearing out of the country.
It's 2 years we don't take one dock. Marina Diggy from sailingnv. Diggy.
Our 4.5 metre draft makes a lot of marinas out of reach for us. Luckily, Denarau Marina in Fiji has enough depth for us to go alongside, but we had to be careful to enter and exit the marina channel at high tide. It had been so long since we used fenders, we'd forgotten how to use them. With a weather window opening up, we were all pretty eager to get underway. And we had just 48 hours left to fill the boat up with as much food, fuel and water as we could carry. But for us, leaving for this passage was more than just getting the boat ready. It was also about packing up our lives, 10 years of life for Timo.
One meter. Half a meter. We are from the market, the local market. We shopping spice, eggs, carrots. Bula! 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 Wow! Ginger for ginger beer, yeah! This is only imported fruit. We're looking for mango. Ananas, don't worry, it's full ananas. Hey, Bosso, who have the mango? Everybody keep on the house, eh? Nobody said. Then about. We have a call for the fly. We have to go to the gate. It's our fly. We go. E cava, eh? Guarda.
Good boy, okay. Well done. Oh, careful. Oh, sorry.
Exactly where you have to go. Italia! Cheap tomato from Italy. Bro, 100.
Give it up. There was also Nemo's last medical checkup and final vaccinations. How heavy are you, Neem Spring? And solos. Morning. Baby dogs.
Solo. Dai, we give you in back, we take another one. Solo.
We did this with Animals Fiji, a non-profit organisation where we adopted Solo from. There were bank accounts to close, fillings to be filled, and plenty of queuing. We managed to organise Nemo's Fiji passport.
Nemo, sei ufficialmente un Figiano. You are a really Fijian boy with your Fijian passport, eh?
And Solos. and did some last minute beautifying.
You see, this one is morai.
Then there's the usual boat prep before doing a passage like this, such as a rig check. So what are you doing now?
Rigging check.
Rigging checks include inspecting all rig terminals and joints between rigging, spreaders and mast to look for signs of stress. We check the condition of the carbon spreaders and the mast for any sign of the carbon delaminating. On our mast we've got 2 stays attached by lashing, so we have to check this for any chafe as well. What?
I made
What?
everything. DJ.
Oh, it's still there. Oh.
Film and giù. This is only the beginning, after we can make him better.
It's also important to inspect the condition of the halyard sheaves and the attachment of the backstay, running backstays and check stays. Oh my god. And we check the condition of the antennas, lights, wind transducer and the glue and sitting of Buddha at the top of the mast.
The mast of MV, we have Mr. Buddha. Because there is one Asian rules say, for have a good luck to your home, put one Buddha on the top part more high to your house. Part more high to my house is my mast. It's a glue so well that you can move the mast from him. Nice Buddha.
Buddha's there. He's still there. You're interrupting his meditation.
And also the rigging check done.
Is it alright, you think? Everything's
Nothing
fine?
to report, all very good. I'm happy.
Nemo wants to go now.
Yeah.
And finally we were ready. Just one more night's sleep and it would be time to clear out in the morning and get out of the marina with the high tide around 9. Or so we thought.
We are ready to leave this morning
Yeah.
for take the good tide. We have always the very small range for go in. We have to leave this morning at 9 o'clock. All document is stamped, the passport is stamped, and we are ready to free the line from the dock, but one of the officer, the customs say...
Yeah, he stood in front of us and asked for our documents back and said we were no longer allowed to clear. He said we had to wait. So we had to go out because it was
Go
something
out
the high
for don't
tide.
missing the tide. We pass outside with enough range below the keel. They anchor outside, and after with the Fiji time they come on board.
The reason why we are holding you today,
Yes.
if you had read your inward C2C,
Yeah.
when you came into the country, it had some conditions and the requirements.
Yeah.
And one condition is for the owners, that the owner should retain his or her immigration status as a bona fide tourist in Fiji.
Yeah.
Before arrival or subsequently. So after you have arrived or subsequently,
Yeah.
once you deviate from the being a bona fide tourist,
Yeah.
and the bona fide tourist, ma'am, is like I mentioned to you, the bona fide tourist is for 6 months, 4 months, and 2 months. 2 months extension. Once you deviate from being a bona fide tourist and you have applied for a special purpose permit,
Or for yachties.
yes, it's a totally different class from being a bona fide tourist. Once you deviate from being a bona fide tourist
Yeah.
to holding a a special purpose permit, you have contravened. And so the yacht is liable to duty and/or forfeiture.
Like in the past, lots of other people have done what we've done and not been charged anything.
Nobody.
So we know all the other yachties did the same thing and nobody has ever been charged duty. So it feels a bit unfair.
You're joking. We talk
that
about.
you-
I need. Show me the
Is for
calculation.
50 US, $50,000 of the yacht.
We're going for ragazzi. Are you sure that we don't have money for pay this?
Yeah, if we'd known, we would have flown out. It's only because
It's the same
it's
amount
not
to
about,
fly out.
It's not to do with the boat. It's to do with me as the owner.
I'm the captain.
That's what he thinks. So I could have just taken a flight out of the country and come back. It'd have been much cheaper. No, it's just interesting that we don't, like when we change visa, nobody says anything to us. So then they only want to charge us when we leave. It's a bit strange.
It's a trap.
Okay, and you don't tell people whether they're going to get charged or whether there's going to be any difference when they change. Okay, yeah, just if there's anything you can do to help or explain that other yachties have managed to do this and be not charged. It's a bit too late now, that's all. Yeah, they were all on residence during COVID. I could probably name 20 boats that were on the residence visa. She can't do anything. It's all from she said the fees. They don't owe. For her, we don't owe any fees. It's just customs. Our dinghy is deflated and needs patching, so we can't even come in and out. So we've been rescued by Coral Cat.
Yeah, Coral Cat, our friend Andrew, very kind. If the passage will go to talk with the custom. Now we come with one friend, drop us on shore because it's the end of the day. We know the office go to close.
All the other yachties have been using this visa. We know several friends, even one friend that cleared out today was on this visa and they had no issues when they left.
And many other yachts they sail out during the same season now.
Yeah.
And nobody have the same issue.
And one of my friends cleared out today.
From Bonda. But not only, now we have a check, the list is long, but we can't blame the boat, they still are on the country. Because when in COVID, we do everybody one extension. After we check with the office, can be possible to extend more? But if somebody tell to us, be careful, because you have to pay one pro rata, we go in New Zealand to spend 1 week.
So what's the procedure now?
The procedure now, you'll have to wait until tomorrow.
Yeah.
We get the confirmation from our offices in Otoka.
What time?
If we'll keep you updated.
We provisioned for this trip and the weather window, like if we wait another 40
The wind now come
it's gonna go.
from here. Our crew is stressed because they really believe to leave. We have already on board all food and water. We start to wasting our stuff before the crossing. We have a choice this weather window because we have the correct corner, the correct amount of wind. But in 3 days there is no more wind for the last 200 miles. And that's for one boat like MV with no engine, very small engine. And the problem is, now we start to use it one day water, 1 day food. Yeah. The risk here, we go to lose full week. And we go to lose the crew. Because our friend, they have already the ticket from Vanuatu. That is something uncomfortable. It's something very problematic. There is a big waves outside. And we don't have a dinghy at the moment.
We have a custom dock for us.
We have a custom dock.
Only Bunda has a customs dock.
Yeah, we can't get in there.
It's too sharp.
Like in a balloon.
Is everything postponed to tomorrow? But yeah, I wanna spend one word for Coral Cat. It's one of the best day charter sailing you can have in Fiji. If you come in Fiji, go in Denarao, you can find the 2 nice Coral Cat. Plus they have plenty other water activity, you can do it with them company. It's a nice opportunity to visit Fiji. Ciao! We are all ready for crossing. The boat is in perfect condition with the focaccia on the oven and the bolognese sauce, and the water is ready to boil. In the dark there is our alien, my generator. It's nice the boat at the moment. What a nice carbon fiber table. Sail everywhere. 16 sail. The owners, Joanna Hutchinson. All crew on work, some stitch on the stay sail, solo do the security and check the boat they pass close to us.
Hello, thanks. Hello. Yeah. we leave here today. Take 2. Going in to try and solve the problem.
You are still under a visitor permit. You and
Yeah?
you got the same case.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same case. Yeah.
Yes. That's why I give you clearance yesterday.
Yeah.
It was not from my end.
Thank
So-
you.
What I'll try now, I'll try my very best to push you because you got this. I just received an email. I sent it to them. The proof for and so since you're the owner,
Yeah.
you're the captain.
Yeah.
We'll try to sort things out. You go today
Yeah.
It's
great,
okay.
thanks.
because I
Yeah.
feel for you. I really felt for you from
Thanks,
yesterday.
thanks.
Sometimes you really need to understand your situation. I understand your situation very well yesterday. I feel for the kids. I feel for.
Thank you. If we solve it out, we go out.
lovely.
I'm trying my very best now.
Thanks.
Mama. Oh, Mama. Mama.
Because they are waiting and because they got kids on board here.
Mama.
So you will stay.
Papa.
Don't worry, Nemo. You're going.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want you to be happy.
Thanks. Yeah.
We don't,
Phew. Finally.
you can go out there.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks.
In our office.
Saka.
In the end,
We've
all
got the
result,
papers, yeah.
a lot of apology, but it's something true I want to say. It's a lot of more easy to come in Fiji, but it's a lot of more difficult to go for many reasons. One, because it's a beautiful country, it's very easy to come in love of this nice Fijian with a nice smile and with this paradise island. The other thing, the officer and the custom is not quite easy. Sometimes there is a misunderstanding. You have to have a lot of patience, sit there.
Fiji, it's a Fiji time.
Yeah,
No
cool.
worries. No worries.
Thank you, bruh. Give me 5. All right.
Fiji, man.
See, I think it's because we had this proof of another yacht on exactly the same visa as us that cleared out 2 weeks ago from here.
It's okay. We still love Fiji,
Yeah.
and we are happy to sailing out. And forever, Nemo have the Fijian passport,
Yeah.
and we are attached of this country with a lot of friends and many nice remember. Denakavakalevu. See you soon. Mode.
And so this time we really were leaving, but not before one last water run.
Done.
Thank you. And so the Fiji chapter draws to a close as we wave goodbye to everyone that was part of this pivotal time in our lives. Goodbye to Vunda Marina, where we spent 2 years on the half stand and where Timo dedicated many years of his working life. Goodbye to Musket Cove, where we had so many good times with friends. Goodbye to the intense sunsets, glistening waters and sweet frangipanis. We'll always remember this great country where Nemo and Solo were born.
Solo, Joanna. Nemo. Yeah. Watch where we are. There is our boat.
Cheryl.
Ready and sun. Yeah.